Hi, welcome back to a new video. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at the company Bumble. So this has been a request from one of my clients who's interested in my intuitive abilities to read a company. So I'm going to do a reading. So as you may know, the tools I use to read are the archetypes. So I literally tune into a company and see what the archetypes are and what those archetypes will tell me about that company. So this is what I'm going to do now. So I've gone through the pack and my process was to look at the company's website, kind of get a feel of the company. Bumble, I know it's a dating website. I haven't done too much research just because I like to get intuitive impressions rather than go from my own knowledge. But some of the things are obvious. So Bumble's a website, was set up from one of the founders of Tinder, and the difference is that the women make the first move versus the men. So that's one of the key things, and it's the first company with a female founder that has IPO'd. So it's a pretty pioneering company this day and age. So I've gone through basically, and I've just gone through my archetypal deck and looked at the cards, and these are the archetypes that kind of stood out to me. So interesting ones, we've got the Queen archetype representing a lead business, companion, which is all about finding your match, finding your companion. Actually, let me just do these in an order that actually makes sense. So what makes sense? So let's look at the archetypes that are actually concerned with relationships. So you've got the femme fatale, which is about female empowerment and the energy of the feminine. We've got the matchmaker, which is about matchmaking people. We've got the host. So if you think of the host is like hosting a party, so creating some fun, creating an event and platform where people can, which is a safe space for women to find the match and for men to have a higher success rate. We've got the Queen, which represents female leadership and being like a company with a Queen archetype generally is a company that is going to be pretty big. So this is given that this is IPOing, so that signifies a pretty big company. Again, with the Midas archetype, the same. The Midas tends to come into companies that are quite profitable and make a high level of profit. The prostitute archetype is generally always there for a commercial organization. So any business will have the prostitute archetype. Other organizations which are not so profit oriented, so charities, non-governmental organizations may not have the prostitute archetype, but any commercial business will have the prostitute archetype there. We've got the mediator, which is about mediating, which is kind of what this company does. The platform does. We've got the damsel, which just represents feminine beauty, romance, that nature of the feminine, maybe a woman waiting for a knight in shining armor. We've got the heroine, because this really is a hero brand. Bumble is really, the idea of it was to kind of get rid of the sleazy nature of Tinder, and by making women make the first move, it basically champions women basically not being harassed on dating websites. So that's why you've got the hero brand there. The artist, just because visually Bumble is pretty stunning. Look at their Instagram website. There's real art and just a vibrancy to their messaging. So those are the key archetypes that we're going to look at. So now I've just basically, in my process, I get my cards out and I just basically look at where would they fit in and just get a view of those, of where they fit. So I'm just going to do that now. So basically got a card deck here, I'm going to shuffle through them. Just lay them out. Then we're just going to intuitively place them into where they fit into my archetypal business model. Okay, so quick off the mark, what do you have in the first house? Femme fatale. So what I'm getting from this is about the power of the feminine. So it's really about female leadership, creating a business that really highlights the power of the feminine, goes against the masculine. It's restoring that feminine balance. So femme fatale in movies generally is a woman that ends up kind of killing her mate. That's not really the true essence of the femme fatale. That's kind of the fictional essence. The true essence of a femme fatale is just leadership from a feminine perspective, embracing everything that it means to be a woman, being an empowered woman, having that feminine power of attraction and being okay with that. A lot of women and businesses struggle to work with the femme fatale because we live in such a male-dominated environment that unless it's like something sexual like Anne Summers or something that's very tied to sex, the femme fatale gets trapped in that genre, but the femme fatale can actually lead in any environment. So femme fatale really is, what I get is this is a business really about empowering women, and leading. Second archetype I get is the hero, and this archetype is the value proposition archetype. So this is really what attracts people to Bumble. So the hero slash heroine. So this is really people are basically paying for Bumble because it is championing women. Women, they know that on this platform, women lead. They make the first move, and this is really Bumble's key point of attractiveness. So that kind of makes sense. So the value proposition is what is the archetype that represents why people are buying from this business. So people come to Bumble because of that championing of women and making sure that it's a sleaze-free environment. So then we've got the third archetype here is basically the communication. So here is the mediator. So this is about negotiating fairness, being a champion for women, championing for fairness in a dating website, championing for equality and equal rights. This is what I'm getting from the mediator. So those three archetypes make up the brand. So the femme fatale, the power of the feminine, the hero offering something different, championing non-sleazy, ethical dating website where people actually combating that sleaziness that could be typical in other websites, essentially. And then mediator really just championing that cause. So those three archetypes represent the brand. So female heroine brand that's championing a new way of dating. So then if I look at the next archetypes, which are next to be the culture, this is the matchmaking, and this is really about the foundation of the company is being this matchmaking archetypes. This is the ethos of the business. This is really what the mission of the business is. Cool. So then the fifth one is how the business kind of makes money, and not makes money. What's the best path for growth? What makes this business successful? So here we've got the companion. So really, as long as they focus on creating a site that basically matchmakes, and now they've branched out not just to partners, but also BFF matchmaking and business partner or matchmaking. So basically, as long as they stay in the matchmaking space, that is what is going to bring them growth. So that's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So then in sixth, they've got the damsel in the sixth. So this is really about the systems and structures. So what I'm getting here is it's not necessarily a very systemized business. It's quite feminine in its approach. It's quite relaxed in some ways. Yeah, so it's more real feminine-led, a very civilized culture I get from how they work. Very fit work ethic. Cool. So then, if I look at the companion relationship, I get the prostitute in the seventh house. And this is the relationship with the customers. So it's really about just selling them a service that works for them, being quite no nonsense, really business orientated. Let's get this done. Essentially, that's what I'm getting from this. Providing a great service. Cool. So now let's go to the ninth. It's in the ninth house. So I get this is the host. So the host. So really, the mission statement of the business is to provide a great host platform which is fun, which is vibrant, which gets people together, really being different and hosting a space where people are treated fairly, and it's a fun place to hang out. So that's really the ethos of the company. Now if we go to 10th house, highest potential of this business is the Midas. So this company is a company that's going to make a lot of money, essentially. As long as it doesn't overvalue itself, it's going to make a lot of money. When you get the Midas in the highest potential, that's really what that means. So essentially this company is a business that will pretty much make a decent amount of money. It's going to be profitable. So I can't give investment advice and I won't do that, but it's not a company that's going to crash and burn is what I'm getting from this. I spoke about the brand. So if I look at the kind of the engine of the business, it really is about being a matchmaker, making sure that people are taken care of. It's a very feminine way of doing business, quite civilized, collegiate. So that's what I'm getting from this one. And then in terms of customer relationships, it basically just gets down to business. It does what it says on the tin. It provides value for its customers. It basically makes sure that people are getting value from being on the site. And this is a business that really should be quite profitable. So that's it for this analysis on Bumble. If you'd like to suggest another company you'd like me to have a look at, this is basically what I do with clients. So obviously generally I'm working with a client's business. And this is really to just demonstrate what we do and just give an idea of what it looks like and how archetypes work in business and industry. So if there's a business that you're interested in, something you like to suggest, put your suggestions in the comments and I will pick that up. And stay tuned for another video. If you haven't seen, actually I did one on WeWork. If you haven't seen that one, check that one out. Apart from that, see you on the next video.